Iconic. It's a word that's been comically overused over the past few years. Spoken now to describe mediocre songs, outfits, and other random crap in pop culture, it seemed to have lost all meaning. I bring to you the cure for this. Millennium Force. Something actually iconic. The flagship coaster at Cedar Point, the original Giga Coaster, tallest, fastest, greatest thrill ride ever. And does it hold up even after 24 years? Well, let's talk about that. Standing at 310 feet, with a 300-foot drop, Millennium Force opened in 2000. It was built by roller coaster manufacturer Intamin. The coaster was an instant smash hit and helped establish Cedar Point as the roller coaster capital of the world. It is, in fact, still one of the most popular attractions in the park. But as is with all things popular, a target's been put on its back. Many have demeaningly named it Millennium Forceless. Allegations of boredom and meandering have crippled Millie's reputation over the years. So, well, what is it really? Is Millie a timeless classic? Or is it overrated and dated? The journey begins with a long and tall lift hill. Sandusky is visible to one side and the park to the other. Legend has it you can actually see all the way into Canada on a clear day. And then comes your drop, a 300-foot plunge at an 80-degree angle. That's followed by two turns. One's overbanked high off the ground, and the second hugs the earth and heads into a tunnel. Even many of the ride's detractors tend to agree these two turns are forceful elements. For myself, the long duration of these forces caused me to gray out. Next up is a 180-foot airtime hill. Here's one part of the ride which is just okay at best. If you're expecting airtime, you will get it, but it's just a delayed flow. It pales in comparison to other great floater airtime moments, such as B&M's signature 5-second camelbacks. Despite being the right height, the weak angles on this hill give it only a weak effect. The ride picks back up its speed, descending into a long helix with an overbanked turn, and following that, another overbanked turn. These turns themselves are a little overhated in my opinion. They're actually okay elements, as they provide some force while not burning too much speed. With that said, I do think they are repetitive, even if again, I do think they're solid. The ride then goes for another low turn, followed by another airtime hill. This hill rides similarly to the first. It's here that the ride heads into its finale, a final low turn through a tunnel, a speed hill, and straight track that lets you buzz right by the queue. The speed hill gives a nice pop of airtime, while the straight track is a pure fun moment. The train subsequently heads into a final overbank and into the final brakes. So, what does Millennium Force do well? If you can't tell, I love this ride. Firstly, the drop is really good. It's very tall and drawn out. I would say the airtime isn't really on par with the other Gigas I've done, those being Leviathan and Orion, but at the same time, it's just very consistent the whole way down. Secondly, let's talk about the speed. Millie is fast, like really fast, and you still feel all of the speed by the end of the ride. Seriously, that final pass by the queue feels like you're still going at full speed. If you're asking me what the best individual part of this ride is, that's my pick. It's the best coaster I've ridden in terms of sheer speed. And honestly, it's not even close. Third, the ride's positive forces are sustained almost the whole way through. I had rides that felt like a minute and a half of straight graying out. That's pretty awesome. Rides like Raptor at the same park might have stronger Gs, but Millie definitely holds its own. And finally, I know this is arbitrary and a little stupid, but I just love the look of this damn thing. The blue track on white supports is a best case scenario color scheme. The station is a vibe of its own too. Hearing this music, combined with dispatch audio like greatest thrill ride ever, is pretty unmatched. As much as I hate this word, Millennium Force just has a level of aura I've really never seen another coaster get close to. Of course, Millennium Force is not perfect, and I do have a grievance with it. Many say the problem is the layout. In my opinion, the layout's not all that bad, even if it's a little dated. The problem lies in the lack of a second standout element. The drop is great, but can you really point to anything else as a great wowing moment on this ride? I really wish those airtime hills were a little sharper. I'm not asking for ejector airtime or anything, but if you could have B&M hyper level float, it would be a perfect addition to the ride while not breaking the flow. Overall, Millennium Force is an awesome ride. It might not be the best out there, but it's also a ride that can self-proclaim to be the greatest ever, and no one really complains. The sheer look of it and the atmosphere is great, and the speed is what makes it stand out. And yes, it really is iconic. Cedar Point would not be the same without it. Hell, roller coasters wouldn't be the same without it. However, the layout could use a standout moment aside from that drop. All in all, I give Million 8.5 out of 10. It is a great ride, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It ranks 4th at the park for me and 14th out of 86, which is more so a testament to the other great coasters at the park. That might not sound overly high, but also keep in mind I'm attracted to intense rides like moths are attracted to a lamp. For a ride lacking any real punch, Millennium Force probably slots in my rankings a lot higher than it should. It doesn't need to be a standout to be a dose of pure fun. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. If you didn't, feel free to leave a hateful comment. I will see you all in the next video.